Paul, thank you so much for doing this testimonial, making the time. Yeah, business owner, owner of Carbon Sustain. Tell us a little bit more about yourself and your business.
Yeah, thanks so much, Bradley. My name is Paul. I'm the CEO and founder of Carbon Sustain. It's a carbon emission accounting and AI-driven software as a service platform. We're building a lot of software with front end with web, Angular, Node.js. We're hosted on an AWS, and we're doing a lot of full stack development, including some interesting things on Web3. But ultimately, our goal as a business is to help other small, medium businesses to turn the liability of carbon accounting, which is pretty expensive and a lot of regulatory pressures, particularly from California, which require companies to disclose scope one, two, and three carbon emissions. And so we're building software to slash the costs and complexity of that carbon accounting challenge through software. And this is a startup that was launched as part of getting my MBA from Berkeley Haas and as part of in collaboration with the Berkeley Blockchain Club out there too, Haas
Oh,
Blockchain Club.
that's amazing, amazing. And how has your experience been so far working with Globaltize and your hire?
Yeah, so Globaltize isn't great. We just started basically at the end of November. It's just been a couple of months, but it's been really great to work with Daryl, who's based in the Philippines. Cost is extremely competitive, and the quality is great. So I've done a lot of offshore developers with various companies, both professionally and through many different operators and countries. And so far, I've been really pleased with working with Global Ties and with Daryl. He's been able to jump into a relatively complex and evolving code base pretty quickly, and I've been able to move him around on already 2 to 3 different software applications. Some are Python, some are Node.js and Angular. And on top of being good quality, he's really good communication. So every day he comes and checks into our Slack and provides sort of daily updates of what he did, and also has been pretty good about putting in his timesheet. And so it's very transparent, the work he's delivering week by week. So far, we're really pleased.
Oh, that's amazing. That's great news. I was about to ask you what Dale's, responsibilities are, but you already answered that next question. So another question I do have for you is, if you had made the same hire locally, how much would that have cost you?
I mean, it always depends. It always depends, but it would be much more. I'm based in Silicon Valley, so we're based here in Berkeley, California, and among those salaries are among the highest in the country for software development. Um, so that's definitely an advantage and a reason why. But there's a lot of uncertainty with going offshore, and so that's why we're really pleased that the quality has been there too. Um, and so because the quality is there, now we're looking to add a second developer from Globaltize. So we sent in a request to actually increase the resources. So yeah, we've been pleased, and we're looking to also increase the hours um, as we start to rank up to in our software development needs as a startup.
Well, that's great. Well, I'm really happy you guys are happy. And what would you say? What is your piece of advice you would give to a business owner or someone who's on the fence about trying out global talent?
It definitely adds a layer of, I guess, security because instead of just working with like an IC, like an individual contributor on the other side of the world, who that's a bit of a gamble. But if you work with a company that's already achieving sort of like really competitive pricing, there's a security layer there because if something goes astray with the developer, there's an administration that you can talk to. There's a program manager. So that kind of keeps it within checks and balances. And so I think it's a more professional way to go. as opposed to use something like Upwork or something like that. I think the developer is going to uh, operate with, let's say, like a higher degree of professionalism, as opposed to just working independently. So I think it's important that the offshore developer has that checks and balance, has a manager that somebody that to keep them accountable to if the customer is not happy. Um, but in this case, and I think it's just a better way to go about it. The challenge is finding good organization. So far it's been great. Um, yeah. So, I would say consider giving it a try too, because the other way I think about it is if you have software development working on the other side of the world, then you can get 24-hour development cycles. So we can be working here in California and then while we sleep, the other side is taking on and continuing to build. So then when we wake up, we take over where they left off. And when you're able to get in sync like that, you can actually be much more efficient and cost effective, of course.
Yeah, that's a nice way to put it. The business just running 24/7. That's amazing. Well, I'm going to finish off with my last question. It's actually more of a statement. If there's anything else you would like to add, is there anything else you would like to add?
I mean, of course, give us a follow at Carbon Sustain AI on our Twitter. We're posting a lot, 3 to 4 tweets a day. We care about Sustainable Development Goal 13, which is helping to impact climate change and to help companies reduce their carbon emissions. So if you have any interest in that space, of course, reach out, carbonsustain.io. But yeah, we're here working on sustainable software from UC Berkeley. And yeah, thanks so much, Globaltize. We appreciate this boost, and we look forward to scaling with more talent. So let's continue to stay in contact. And we are also, building AI capabilities and modules to help companies decarbonize their operations. So we continue to look to do more business within the clean tech and sustainability. So
It's
let's
amazing.
make it a great year.
Yeah, let's make it a great year. I'm excited for the growth. And Paul, once again, thank you so much for joining.